Hello, beautiful souls, and happy almost New Year's to all the Capricorns out there. If you are a Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of January 2025. And we will be kicking off the new year with my brand new tarot deck, the Grateful Dead deck. Oh, sorry for that sun glare, but she deserves that. But now it's messing with the colors. But you get the picture. Just not very clear. That's better. Anyway, so Capricorn, let's see what we have in store for the new year for you. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. So all the cards fell out face down. So the first card I saw was the one at the bottom of the deck, which is the devil, the wolf in this deck. Again, let's see which way. There we go. I'll go that way. The wolf in this deck, which is a Capricorn card. Funny enough. And then we have the Knight of Swords upright, the Knight of Wands reverse, and then the Ace of Swords upright. Again, angle it that way. And all of the aces in this deck are terrapins, which I love. On theme, right? On theme. So, just off the bat, it feels like you are trying to charge forth towards something with vigor. Like you just want to go at it, attack it, get it done. And it's almost as if your mind is telling you to do this because your mind thinks it can benefit from the experience. But ultimately, it's actually your mind trying to force something that's holding you back from actually getting there. But at the same time, with the ace, you're still set. So the actions you put forth in this new year, you're still going towards something, but it's not going to be what you expect. It's not going to be what you expect. But there will still be a new beginning. And a new beginning that's going to allow you to really observe your mind. Oh my goodness, these glares. Observe the mind and observe the role that the mind plays in keeping you stagnant was the first word that came to mind. But keeping you in your vices, the thing that's keeping you doing that unhealthy habit, or the thing that's keeping you in that job that you don't like, or the thing that's keeping you in this relationship that withered away so long ago. Whatever this new beginning is, it's. I'm laughing because it's going to force you to be brutally honest with yourself. And so you're going to go after this thing thinking it's going to lead to something, but ultimately if you try sometimes, you get what you need. Rolling Stones. That song just came in my head. So you can't always get what you want. You might be going after this thing thinking it's what you want. You're not going to get this, but you will get what you need, essentially. And in doing so, it's going to bring you so much mental clarity. And again, it's going to make things so abruptly clear to you. Things that, the things that you are doing to hold yourself back. And you're going to be like, it's been me this whole time? Like, that's how it's going to feel. That's how it's going to feel. It's been me. It hasn't been the job. It hasn't been a relationship. It's been me this whole time. This whole time I've been pointing fingers when ultimately all you needed to do is take responsibility. And that's that Saturnian energy there. That's that Saturnian energy. And you kind of get, that actually makes sense. You kind of get a little nudge with this as Pluto just about a month ago now, but as Pluto shifted from Capricorn, you're getting an alleviation. So maybe this is a vice or this is a habit, a relationship, a job, an opportunity you took on during that transit that it was like you were moving towards one direction, thinking this is ultimately what's going to lead to your success. And then it wasn't a waste of time. That's being made abundantly clear to me. Whatever this thing was, it wasn't a waste of time because you learned very, very valuable things about yourself in the process. And it's almost like you're going to be waking up out of a fog. You're going to be waking up out of a daze, a fever dream, whatever you want to call it, and be like, oh, fuck, like it's been me. It's been me this whole time. And once you come to that realization with the Knight of Swords, you're going to be going forth very quickly towards this new beginning. with this new mental clarity, with this ability to truly look at yourself without those rose-colored glasses, an unbiased look at where you are, where you've been, and where you want to go. And I have a very, very strong feeling that if you sit with yourself and you're going to want to redo all of your plans, essentially, because the plans you made, the plans of the path you were following, are no longer going to be in alignment with who you are stepping into this new year. So give yourself grace, first of all. Give yourself grace, because the amount of strength it takes to even come to the realization that you've been holding yourself back in some way, shape, form, whatever it may be, the strength it takes, the wisdom it takes to actually come to terms with that, and then continue to make the changes towards this new beginning. Give yourself kudos. Don't be hard on yourself at all, because it's only going to be the harder you are on yourself in this transformation. That's not the word I want. In this pivot, anyway, the harder you are on yourself, the harder you're going to make this whole is it transformation? I mean, it has a similar vibe, but that's not the word that's on the tip of my tongue. Regardless, the more kind you can be to yourself in this process and give yourself kudos for actually being able to stand up, recognize, and change these ways, the more clarity you're going to get, the faster you're going to move towards what is actually in alignment for you. So just be nice to yourself, Capricorn. Be nice to yourself. Not everything's got to be all gloomy all the time and serious. And I think that's with the Knight of Swords upright and the Knight of Wands reverse, you might feel like you have to take things seriously in this time, or like overly serious. And you might even have that attitude of like over seriousness. That was quite literally half the deck and then one stray card. So let's see what fell in. Judgment, as I'm talking about this. And actually, this is something that came through during Savasana earlier today, after yoga. There is a fine balance that needs to be struck between taking life seriously and having fun. And some people only focus on the seriousness and then they forget about having fun until they're 77 years old and they're like, well, I only have 10, 15, 20 years of my life left and I'm out of my prime, so I can't climb that mountain now. I can't do all the things I once wanted to do because you took it too seriously along the journey. And that's kind of what this judgment and these nights are saying. It's find that balance between fun and joy and excitement and seriousness. You're allowed to shift back and forth between the two, and you can still take yourself seriously while having fun. Like there is a balance, and it's gonna look different for every person, but it's very important that you strike that, or you find that balance so you can strike that balance in everything you put forth. Because I think whatever this new chapter is for you that's coming up in the new year, you're going to need to not take yourself so seriously. Take your path seriously, take your success seriously, take your work ethic seriously, but enjoy it. Enjoy it. Allow yourself to wake up from that fog to say, wait, I don't want to wait till I'm 77 to do these things. Why don't I do these things now? Take a break, let loose a little bit while I'm still on this path. Because ultimately, the more you are able to let joy in now as you're walking this path, the easier the path is going to unfold for you. The more you will be able to move forth with vigor, with efficiency toward your ultimate goal, whatever that goal may be. And again, going back to judgment too, it's going to be a time where you have to reestablish what your goals are because they're most likely going to be changing. And that's great. I think, and in January, we're also going to be seeing Neptune station direct, if I remember correctly. Oh, what sign is Neptune in right now? I don't remember. Look where Neptune is transiting your houses, especially as it stations direct, because once Neptune does shift towards that direct transit, it's going to help you remove the layer, like sift through the fog that you have been experiencing and really determine what your new goals are and have that long-term conversation with yourself about finances, about moving forward, about what are your financial goals? What are your career goals? What are your personal goals? Like really sit down and have a new 5-year conversation with yourself. I think that would be the most efficient thing, Capricorn, that you guys can do going into this new year. Have that conversation. Have the future conversation. It's going to help, especially so you already start that path once Neptune does station direct and helps to clear that fog. You're doing the work to kind of move through the fog while it's still thick, making it easier to see the path ahead once that fog clears. Judgment also wants to be said. Um, any karmic retribution, you will be moving through that as well. If you hurt or harmed or stepped on others when you were moving on the path that you will be moving away from now as you're shifting, just keep that in mind, that whatever you have done unto others may be done unto you for the better or for worse. So if you acted kindly and you poured love into everybody and you worked hard without bringing harm to anybody else, that's going to be coming back to you. So it's going to be an easier path forward. If you were on the other side where you weren't as kind as you could be and you did step on other people to get up, or if we're looking at relationships, if you were not always the greatest partner, if you I won't get into that because it seems like too personal. If you did things you shouldn't have been doing to another, it's going to come back to you with judgment. And it's not something you can run away from. It's going to be part of the learning lesson of just becoming more of yourself. And for those that it's going to be negative, because there really isn't negative anything, but negative karma, Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck as I say that. For those that will be moving through the consequences of their own actions. Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. I cannot multitask. Oh, ultimately, it's very important that you learn how to forgive yourself through the process. And you recognize that the retribution coming now is just a way you can forgive yourself and recognize that I can't just be doing anything to anyone. I really need to start treating people the way that they deserve to be treated, because love is everybody's birthright. Abundance is everybody's birthright. Questions are everybody's birthright. Find patience with people when they're still learning, and don't expect everybody to be a master, a professional off the bat. With that said, we had the Page of Bears is Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles come out. Everywhere I go, it's just glare. Page of Pentacles, and then at the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Roses, which is the Seven of Cups. So ultimately there's that choice there, and I like that this came out as I was discussing this too. There's that choice moving forward, and again, the easier you can be on yourself, even if you did the most heinous actions and you're now having to reap the repercussions of those actions, you have the choice to be kind to yourself. You have the choice to be easy on yourself, and most importantly, to forgive yourself. The easier and kinder you can be to yourself, the more willing you are to forgive yourself, the easier your path forward will be towards that greater growth and expansion as an individual. And think about it like this too. If you are in that group that did harm unto others, you are also a person. You are also a person. So if you feel bad about doing harm onto others, and then you turn around and you're just as mean to yourself about the harm that you did because you think you need to feel bad about it, you want to make yourself feel as bad about it as this other person or group or whatever it may be, as bad as they felt, you are still perpetuating that same pattern. But instead of it being external, instead of you throwing the swords at somebody else, you're now just throwing the swords at yourself. But it's still the same energy. It's still the same pattern that is repeating. So you forgiving yourself is ultimately the only choice you have moving forward, unless you just want to keep repeating this pattern. You forgiving yourself is the only choice you have if you actually want to transmute and create change within yourself to then create change in the world. You need to just shut that valve off. Like every time you want to call yourself a mean name because you didn't hold the door for somebody, or like you didn't show a small act of kindness when you should have. Stop thought. Stop thought. Because the more you perpetuate that, the more you are putting that "Ugh," out into the world. Because I literally don't know how to express it verbally. That "Ugh," out into the world. And if you want to create internal change, that's where it starts. Is how you talk to yourself, how you react to yourself, how you treat yourself. So start to forgive yourself for these transgressions. Start to forgive yourself and be kind to yourself. If you do notice you missed a time you could have done a random act of kindness, don't beat yourself up for it. Keep it in your back of your mind and maybe hold the door open 10 seconds longer than you normally would have because somebody's farther away. It's the smallest things we can do, but don't beat yourself up if you have a missed opportunity. Ultimately, nothing is a missed opportunity in our lives. We're either growing or we're learning. And that's it. That's life. That's life. And with the Page of Pentacles here, there's going to be some sort of messenger or opportunity in that realm. It's like I hear a buzzing in my right ear. What wants to be said? Maybe nothing wants to be said. It just faded out. The Page of Pentacles represents something you're not supposed to act on, but something you're supposed to notice. Because the pages are the messengers. Pentacles are about success, career, future, community. 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 There's something you are supposed to bear witness to observe, to see. There's something you're supposed to see, but not necessarily like express. I'm not really sure what that means. But maybe you will once the time comes. And maybe it is in relation to someone because if you look at, let me see, if you look at the symbolism, I like don't even know which direction to turn these cards. Look at the symbolism. It's like a woman holding a baby or a bear or whatever it is. And the bolt is like that shared connection. So maybe something relational that has to do with community. Because I think in this sense that page is more community than career driven. So maybe it's an invitation to like step out into like a new space, whether that be, I don't think it's actually moving, but open yourself up to new opportunity where you are. Like go to a coffee shop's open mic night, take an art class, take a yoga class, take a dance class, like do something out of the ordinary for you. And I think whatever this new thing is, and it might be trial and error. You might try something and be like, that wasn't for me. Try another thing, be like, that's fun. Be like, eh. And then you'll try the third thing and be like, oh my God, that was amazing. I love the teacher. I love the studio. I love the class, whatever it is. That's going to help you gain more clarity about who you are moving forward, which is going to help you gain clarity about your goals and what you actually want moving forward as well. Oh, Three of Pentacles. Okay, Three of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Let's see. It was a big pile that came out of here. Cards. Okay, maybe just not hard. And I'll split the deck just because, yeah, we're going pretty over time. Journey. So Chariot reverse. After I split the deck, we have the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune under the Nine of Cups. Oh my gosh. There it is. The Nine of Cups. I'll just pick up that one. The Three of Pentacles. Collaboration. And look at that. Literally an art class. It's a painting. So maybe it is an art class, a pottery class, something where you can create, where you can be an active participant in creating your reality. Because again, Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration. It's about coming together. It's about joining with the people that aren't necessarily in your field, but you know you can learn something from them and they can learn something from you. And it's combining all of your geniuses together to create something that helps you along the path of the Pentacles towards success, towards greater like financial stability, but also community. And again, we had the Wheel of Fortune underneath. What was that under? The Nine of Cups. And then the Chariot reverse when I split the deck, and the Empress was under the Chariot reverse. So yeah, you are being asked or tasked. That seems to be the new phrase here. You're not being asked, you're being tasked to tap into that creative expression. And I think that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Stop taking yourself so seriously. Stop taking your life so seriously. Stop only working and not leaving any room for play. Like, you are being invited to open yourself up in ways that you have not before. And in doing so, it's going to bring you the satisfaction that you didn't even know you were lacking. And through that satisfaction, you're going to learn more about yourself and find more clarity and step away from the vices that you were, oh, chills. So the more you can lean into your creative expression, go out into the world, take a class, graffiti even, at like a graffiti pier or something, do a mural, it's like being seen in this creative expression is the key. And the more you are able to lean into this creative expression, the more you are going to be moving away from those vices we spoke about at the beginning with the devil. Oh my God, I am lit up by chills right now. And you're going to find peace and satisfaction in that. And through that, you're going to have clarity of mind, which is going to help you clear through the fog and move towards that path. Oh, Capricorn, this is so beautiful. And like new people coming into your life. So, new people that can help you establish that creative abundance and help you love that side of yourself and help that side of yourself emerge even when you want to go and be the workhorse or move back into that only serious time side of yourself that might want to come out. And I think with the chariot reverse journey on this in this deck, with the chariot reversed, it's like you might experience delays, and I think it's going to be because you're there's going to be trepidation in putting yourself out there, because you're going to be like, well, I can't do that because I have all of these things on my plate. So once I get done with my to-do list, then I'll do it. Then I'll do it. Then I'll do it. Then I'll do it. It's like the to-do list is never done because you finish 3 things, another 8 jump on there. And then you're just going to use it as an excuse, as a vice to not step into your divine self, to not tap into that divine creativity. So I got to wrap this up. This is so long. Ultimately, Capricorn, into the new year. You were on one path. This is similar to Aquarius's from last month too. You were on one path, and then something's going to happen where you like stumble and fall on this path and recognize it was never the path for you. And you're not going to get what you want, but you're going to get what you need from that. And it's going to steer you onto this new path where you're going to sit down, have this self-reflection, have this revelation, and be like, okay, everything I thought I wanted is no longer the truth. So what do I want now? Who am I today? Who am I in this moment? What does this version of me want? And then how can I make a plan? Because Capricorn, you guys love planning. You love it. So sit down with yourself and have that long-term talk about goals, finances, destinations, the journey, all of it. And once you get that done, start to venture out. Start to venture out. Recognize that any hardships that come up are just karma. Forgive yourself for your past transgressions. Forgive yourself, forgive yourself, forgive yourself. Be kind to yourself through it all. Through it all. That's going to be key here, is you being kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and move forward with that. Move forward with this newness, with these new opportunities, these new classes, these new creative ventures. Oh, and I didn't even speak on the Wheel of Fortune, but ultimately you will be aligning with every step you take, and use trial and error. Don't, just because something doesn't work the first time doesn't mean you should stop seeking things that might actually end up working in the long run. Use trial and error, and eventually you will find exactly what that like that lucky strike is, that really connects with you and brings you good fortune and helps introduce you to the people that can help you along your path towards your new journey, towards success, towards whatever it is you're looking for. And you're gonna have personal fulfillment with that as well. Oh, that was so much. And I love this deck so much. Sorry for the glare again. I usually record these in the mornings, but it is now mid-afternoon, so the sun's slowly creeping in, as you can see. But Capricorn, thank you guys for listening. I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in as always. If you did like this reading, go ahead and leave me a like and leave me a comment. Let me know how it resonated. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you want to tune in the future, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here then. I also offer personal readings on my website, which you can find linked in the bio below, along with my Patreon. You can book with me for tarot, astrology, human design, and numerology coming in 2025 on my website. So keep a look out there if you are interested. But with all that said, Capricorn, I'm going to wrap it up now. I love you guys. I believe in you, and be kind to yourself. Explore, adventure, go out of your comfort zone and find that balance between work and fun. Because life is meant to be experienced, not just worked.